Hey guys, it's Jake here with eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Front Runner Pro bike rack for quick release bikes. To secure the front of our bike, we're going to have a 9mm skewer to clamp down on it. It'll work just like your quick release on your bike. You'll twist it down, clamp it down, and then to release it, you just pop this knob open. Now ours is a little bit more difficult because we have these little valleys that the quick release goes inside of, so we have to turn it a couple times to get it undone. But to tighten it back down, you'll just clip this back down and it's nice and secure. Moving on back to the rear wheel, it's going to just have a strap that goes over your tire. The nice part about this particular bracket is that wherever you're mounting it on your rack, you can either mount it directly to your rack here or here, or you can get if you're mounting it on the side of a truck bed rack like we have, you can get these side brackets, which is going to get it about 6 to 8 inches further out towards the edge of your truck so that you can get to your bike a lot easier. The thing about this strap that I like is that it's going to be a ratcheting style. So when it's released, you just pop this little tab here to release it. You can pull the strap out. Now this is brand new, so the strap is dragging a little bit on the way out, but you can pull it and then crank down, and that'll give you some nice, good, tight tension on our strap. So that's more than enough there. Our bike's not moving. The reason why our strap is facing that particular direction is in order to fit this bike perfectly, we had to flip this around the way that you see it now, but you can flip it the other way if that fits your bike a lot better. This rack is going to be able to accommodate bike tire sizes of a max width of 4.5 inches and a max weight capacity of 55 pounds. If your bike tires and your wheels are larger than what this strap is going to accommodate, because we've got about 2 inches, 2.5 inches to spare strap on the other side, but these are pretty big tires. If you have bigger tires or maybe fat bike tires, it will come with, the bike rack does come with an adapter bracket that will get you a little bit more space. You take this bolt out, put this bracket on, and then it'll come with some more hardware to get that mounted up. Get this bracket installed, and that'll extend the strap a little bit, so hopefully you can get your bike tires safely secured. This is not going to be compatible for most e-bikes because of that 55-pound weight capacity. The other thing is that is really high up there to lift for an e-bike, and most trucks are going to be close to the same height as my truck here. Maybe not quite as high, but just keep that in mind when choosing if you're deciding to go with this particular rack for your bikes. Now, one downfall, if you would even call it a downfall of this bike rack, is that you are going to have to find a place to put your front tire. That's going to be the case for any fork-mounted bike rack. So you're going to have that same problem if you're looking at fork-mounted bike racks. The thing about a fork-mounted bike rack, though, is that it's very, very stable. When you get this thing tightened down, I've got another wheel-mounted bike rack on the other side. That's the Kuat Pro SR bike rack. It's a super cool bike rack, but it has a lot more movement than this bike does on this fork mount. In order to unload our bike from this bike rack, what we'll want to do is you want to have a hand on the bike. The front fork should hold everything up just fine. We'll pull the strap out, swivel it out of our way. Again, just keep your hands close to the rack. And then this is the part that's going to get a little tricky, is we've got ours released here, but we can't quite get it out. So what we need to do is we're going to try to twist it loose on the other side. I found if you take this little knob and just rest it against something, you can twist that loose. Again, this is just on this bike. It's got those little indentations. If yours is flat, it'll come right off pretty easily. So loosen that knob up, gives us a little bit of wiggle room. We'll grab it up here a little higher, pop it right off. Now what we're going to do is we're going to run it out on our test course, drive over some bumps, make some turns, and show you exactly how stable this is on the back of our truck. We're going to start with some speed bumps that we've got out on our test course. And I can tell you, by looking back at it as I'm driving through my back window, that is not moving at all. I mean, it's moving a little bit, but that's because the bracket that it's attached to is moving. So the bike is very, very secure inside the bike rack itself. Got some double speed bumps to go straight up and down. And again, it's, like I said, this is a very, very sturdy bike rack. We don't have to worry about anything with our bike. The issue with double wheel hold bike racks that will hold the front wheel and hold the back wheel is exactly that. It holds the front wheel, so the front wheel wants to wobble a little bit. But with this fork mount option, it is rock solid. You've got it clamped in place. If you've had fork mount bike racks before, you may have noticed that it is a lot sturdier option than if you were to have a wheel mount. Now we're going through some sharper turns, and I'm not seeing really anything that it's doing differently. I'd say those speed bumps are probably going to be our most aggressive test that we have with us today. Evasive maneuvering, you're not going to be able to maneuver fast enough to be able to get this bike rack to really see a whole lot while we're here in our parking lot. Well, guys, hopefully this video was able to help you understand more about the Front Runner Pro Bike Rack for quick release bikes. If you decide to pick up this setup, be sure to send us pictures of what your setup looks like.